I mean, how wild was that game that Niners just blew the doors off of them? Chris, did that surprise you?
No, I mean, I put the Niners in the Super Bowl this year. I think Brock Purdy's great. The big question was going to be what's he look like off that surgery. I think in a couple years you'll look at him as one of those top 10 quarterbacks. I mean, I know sometimes the weapons get held against him, but he makes a lot of great throws off schedule, off platform. I just thought Pittsburgh wasn't ready, man. The linebackers were all turned around. The rushers looked great up front for San Francisco. Drake Jackson, all their supporting role guys, and then to get Nick Bosa off the beach. I mean, he's down there in Florida just hanging out, waiting to get paid. He looked great. So, I thought a big win for San Francisco. They look even better than last year in some ways, and Pittsburgh's just got to flush it. If I'm getting on the plane and I'm Pittsburgh and I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm saying, look around at the AFC North, watch these games. We can still compete.
So, but being unprepared is not usually something you hear in relation to Mike Tomlin, Chris.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you look at them the last 3 years, and I'll interject a little gambling here, but like they cover the last 3 years. I mean, they covered his dogs. They won those games outright. They remember them beating Cincinnati, and then 3 years ago they went up to New York, took care of business, beat them by more than a touchdown. So usually Mike Tomlin in this spot with time to prepare the whole thing. I was really excited about Kenny Pickett, still am. I'm still on the hype train. I'd love to see them get the ball to Pickens more. In an offense like that, that's kind of anemic at times. I would get the ball to your best playmaker. And Deontay Johnson is a guy who's got to have a better year, right? You got to find ways to get him in the end zone, the whole thing. So tough first game, but that's as tough a test as you're going to have.
So why do you say look around the rest of the AFC North and say we could still win? I mean, do you throw out the Bengals and the fact that this is what happens when Cleveland plays Cincinnati, or you just weren't as impressed by Cleveland? What?
No, I mean, I'm just not a believer in Cleveland, not to the level that some people are. I think they're a good football team. That run game is scary, and that was the perfect setting for them to run the rock in front of 70,000 wet Ohioans, wet, confident Ohioans. Man, they were going nuts, and Wyatt Teller had like the pancake of all pancakes. Yes. He took a guy 66 feet, put him on public transportation, dropped him off in the red zone. I love the blocking up front from those guys, and Njoku getting involved on that very same run. But defensively, I thought the big story was this, Jim Schwartz heating up Joe Burrow, taking away the middle of the field, running a lot of cover one, and those first couple third downs, I feel like it was a smart thing to do with Joe Burrow not taking a bunch of snaps in preseason with the injury. You got a bunch of guys that didn't take snaps because their teams decided, hey, we're not going to play the quarterback. Some guys are holding out. But this is a guy that needs to process. And I think Jim's saying, hey, we're going to speed this thing up for you. It's pretty scary when they get in 5 down, and Myles Garrett's walking over the center. It's terrifying, and you can't get into your empty stuff. So it's a tough matchup for them. I do think Deshaun has a long way to go before I think he's the Deshaun of old. And the Bengals struggle in the beginning of the season.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.